Hey guys and gals, and welcome to another video from the team here at BlenderTech.com. Don't forget to like the video and to subscribe for daily Blender, Unity 3D, coding, photoshopping, and all sorts of other videos if you liked or enjoyed this video. Lastly, don't forget our motto, create your way. So I am using the December 6th daily build now, just to let you know. It's still very stable though. Anyways, I've recorded this twice now, and I've run out of hard drive space because I had my recording in my C drive, which is my solid state drive. I should have bought a bigger one. I keep running out of space, so I've lost it twice now. So this is the third recording attempt, so it should be faster overall, but this is what I got anyway. I was at least able to get here, so we'll be able to recreate this. In this session we will, well, redoing, but we'll be doing the cab here. We'll be doing this body detail. We'll be doing this hydraulic tank. We'll be doing these boom supports. Yeah, and the rest of the windows, basically, the ones on the back too, and the ones on the other side. And I think that's it. If we have time, I will go into adding a few other details, but for the most part, I'm going to make another part. My next part is going to be how to make these rams. I'm going to show you how to make 3 or 4 different styles of rams, and how to make little hydraulic fittings. I'm going to do that in the next part, and then we'll make some hoses that attach, and I'll show how to deform those so that they bend when the arm moves. And I will also, after that, we will be going and we'll be adding some details. We'll add some little hydraulic lines. We'll inset all the faces. We'll add those bars and mirrors, and the exhaust stack, and that extra little part there. And also in the next part, because I think we'll have time, I'm gonna make the roller substructure and all the rollers and the drive wheels. So that'll be an important part that I want to get finished, and I have a technique down for that uses a raise, so it's very quickly. So yeah, let's get restarted. So I am gonna save this just cuz. So 3, this is where we left off. We had this done. So yeah, everything was rigged fully, and yeah, it was pretty cool. And the tracks are also workable. So yeah, this model is usable in its current state. It's just not very detailed. So let's start adding some details. So in right hand view, I also learned some things about the knife tool I'll show you. So anyways, in wireframe, before we start, I'm gonna save this as part 4 details version 3, I guess, .blend. So let's get started. The first thing is I'm gonna hide the boom. Since that's one solid object, I'm gonna hide the armature, and we're gonna work on the cab first. The easiest thing we need to hide everything else because it's gonna get in the way. Let's just go into local view. Let's unhide everything. I'll show you a little trick. If you select just the cab and press, let me turn on screencast keys before I forget. If you select an object and then press numpad /, it brings you into local view. So now the only object you see is the cab, and that's the only object you work on. And then wherever you're at, whatever you do, hit numpad / again, you go right back to where you were. So I'll be in local view for now to make this easier. We're gonna go into edit mode. Now, the easiest way I found to do this is to simply take one of these vertices, duplicate it, right click, grab along the Z, bring it up here. That'll be our reference point, so we can move it back to this side. We're going to delete all these vertices. We're going to go to the right side, we're going to go to wireframe. We're going to take out our knife tool, which is K, and we're going to start cutting things out. So we're going to cut out the windows. So let's start with this window right here. So I'm going to click. After you've clicked, you can still pan around and zoom to make things easier. And I've also found, I didn't read the options before, but if you press C, it lets you make 45-degree angles and 90-degree angles. So that's very useful for these straight parts so that you don't have to go and edit the vertices after. So I just learned this in one of my last recordings, my secondary recording. So yeah, anyways, let's start cutting things out. Perfect. Now let's check it out. Okay, so now we have a hole there, so we need to fill it and then go back into wireframe, and then we need to cut the window out of the face we just filled. So same deal. And then fill that. Alright, cool. So you can see what we got there going on. Back to wireframe. Now the hard one. Now I'm trying to line up the amount of vertices with the ones on the edge here. It'll be easier to quantify everything in the end, or triangulate, or whatever we end up doing. And I'm going to try to line up with this line, make things easier. Perfect. Alright, now we need to fill that in. Don't forget. Knife tool again. And let's cut out this part of the window, because I'm going to make this painted and I'm going to make this rubber. So let's cut this out. Alright, cool. Now we can, what are we going to do with this one? I think we can go Shift D to duplicate that and then scale it in, and that should make it a lot easier instead of just cutting it out again. And that'll keep the number of vertices the same, which will make our job much easier. I'm just going to delete this extra vertice. Alright, so I'm going to delete this one too. So now I'm just going to play with the vertices just to fix up the ears and scaling. Alright, now I'm going to take this line and this top line. I'm going to subdivide it once, and then I'm going to take these ones, and I'm going to subdivide it again. Now we have an extra vert here, I don't need that, so I'm going to dissolve that. Now I'm going to grab these, I'm going to GG, since it's a horizontal line. GG, and I'm just going to line it up with this this weather stripping here. In this case, I'm going to GY, I'm going to snap there, so that this will be perfectly vertical. Same with this one. Now we can fill that in. So there, that is done. We got that window and weather stripping done. Now we just need this window. So to do that, how am I going to do this? Let me see solid view. Yeah, we just got to cut it out. Okay, cool. So we can actually just make this easy on ourselves. We should be able to just scale this in too. Let's try it. Scale it in. Not so much. Might be easier just to cut it out, but this makes it the same number of vertices, so it'll make filling easier. So I'm just going to merge these two. I don't know if I'm a fan of this. I might go back and change my mind. It's just having the same number of vertices makes filling it so much easier, and it looks better, and it makes it easier to quantify and triangulate later. Triangulate. So I'm just going to play with these verts then. Try to get the same shape, but with the same number of vertices, without going too far with them. Merge those. I'm going to grab along the Y and snap to there so it's horizontal, or vertical, sorry. Then I'm going to grab along the Z. There, that works. I like that actually. That worked so perfect. Alright, cool. Let's start filling it in then. So, solid view. Oh, perfect. It's already filled in all of it, except for this part. So, just gonna select two vertices and fill, and then just use F2. See, that's the issue you're gonna run into. So yeah, we do need to do that. We need to take this and subdivide and subdivide and subdivide. I'm using Shift R to repeat commands, make it faster. Then I'm just gonna GY and snap, GY and snap since it's horizontal, GY and oops. Oh, now I colored everything. Whatever. GY and snap. I don't know what I did actually. GY and snap. Alright, now I can take this and fill those in. Still the same number of vertices on each side. It'll just F2 will work better. Watch. Boom, 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 boom. Quads. Then take this and boom. And now we need this inside loop. Fill that. This inside loop. Fill that. And now we just gotta color it. Woo! Coloring time! Yay! My favorite. So take faces, and we need this. Well, okay, let's start out with this. Come on, which one is it? Blender, you are a pain in the butt sometimes. That one, I guess. That's awfully weird. That doesn't seem right to me. Oh, I know why. Okay. This line never cut into there. So I need to delete this face, only face, and then I need to refill. So I'm going to select this edge loop, this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and then I'm going to fill. There we go. That should work. Now we should have two separate faces. Perfect. Okay, cool. So that, and where is this one? And the faces can really hide on you sometimes. There should be one that off center. Come on. Well, let's find out where it is with the brush tool. Because it'll be one of these dots. That one right there. Okay, perfect. So deselect everything except for that one. Alright, that's what we want, I think. Oh, and we don't want this face. So that is going to be material. We need a new material slot. I'm going to make this one black paint and assign. And then I'm going to take the inside loop. I'm going to make that rubber. So I'm going to take out my... I'm just going to do this by hand. Since these are perfect quads, they're easy to select. I'm going to make a new material slot, and this is going to be rubber and assign. And now these faces. Whoops, this one needs to be rubber too. Now these faces. We need a new material slot, and we need a new material. We need glass dot material. We're simply just going to throw in a quick glass shader. It's not the right way to make glass, but it's a quick way to get the effect for previewing. Make it slightly blue, and in the viewport we'll make it blue so we know what it is. So we'll hit assign, and oops, I missed that one. Want that one glass, assign. This one's glass, assign. These two are rubber, assign, and that is that. Alright, so from front view, with everything selected there, just extrude and snap it right to that point. Now your normals will be off. As you can see, it's really wacky, so recalculate them. Look at that, I have the funky shading here again. Oh, shade smooth. Is that the problem with the boom too? Is it smooth shaded? Oh, that was the issue with the shading the whole time. Oh, and there I was thinking of all sorts of things that could be wrong. It was smooth shaded because the cylinders were smooth shaded, so it was inheriting that automatically because it said we have more faces that are smooth shaded than we have flat shaded, so we're gonna make it all smooth shaded. Aha! That was the problem. Oh, I feel much better now. I thought I had a major problem and I was going to have to remodel everything. Anyway, so we have the windows now. If you look on the left side, the windows are the exact same as on the right side. So that makes it easy. Now from the front and the back, the windows are the same too. So that'll be easy too. So let's go back into local view of the cab. Back into edit mode. We're going to use the knife tool again. And we're going to cut everything out. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm going to cut out this weather stripping. And press Z to cut through on so that we go to the back too, and C for angle constraints when we want a straight line. Easy as that. Make sure you get up here accurately because on the back it cuts where we have this nice curve and it makes a nice cool window. You'll see in a minute. So let's check out solid. Alright, cool. So that cut it out there. Not cut it out there. You'll see how the window goes over this curve here. If you go to top view in wireframe, you'll see that it's cut out there. That is what I was talking about. So now from front view again, let's keep cutting things out. So remember to turn on cut through Z. So I'm going to click Z to cut through, C to make it straight, and just keep on trucking. I'm going to do 3 in every corner, so 1, 2, 3, and then back to straight. 1, 2, 3. That'll just keep things uniform. Alrighty, cool. Now let's cut the lower one. Let's check out solid first, make sure everything's good. Yep. So knife tool, click, press C to cut through. Awesome. See how that looks. Cool, cool, cool. So I think that is it for that. So let's go to solid, bring out our face select, and let's select our faces. So that, limit selection to visible on. Ooh, I'm gonna redo this just to make sure I didn't select a face by accident. Is that all of it? Or is that part of it? I think, yeah, that's part of it for sure. Okay, so that's gonna be rubber. And these faces are gonna be windows. So glass, a sign. How does that look? Perfect. Go to the back. Ooh, we cut a hole in it. So we need to go to vertex mode. Select this edge loop and this one and fill. There we go. Cool, it already made it glass for us. So back view, face select. That worked out better. That's rubber. That's glass. And that's glass. Cool, 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 cool. Some coffee. So I'm just gonna save. Now top view. So you can see how that window goes around there. It's kind of cool. So yes, there is a window on top, but there's not a window on bottom, so we won't be cutting through here. Anyways, wireframe, knife tool. So yeah, don't cut through this time. What's going on? Is that a hole? Yeah, so we need to fill that. And now we can go back into wireframe and knife it out. One, two, three, enter, and fill. Alright, so that face is glass, and these two are rubber. Cool. I did that a few minutes faster than my other recordings, and this is more detailed than the other ones. I like that. Let's just recalculate our normals. Let's go back to global view. See how it remembers your settings in each view. So let's recalculate our normals. Nope, looks like they're good. Cool, 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 cool. Nice, that looks good. I especially like I said, how the glass comes up through the top. I'd think it'd be cool if it came even further. It looks like we missed a face though. Looks like that one has to be rubber too. Let's check it out. Yeah, that one definitely has to be rubber. I think it'd be cooler if we stretched that up further though at a later date when we go to add more detail. Because I'm going to make these all like bumped out and subsurfed and stuff. So yeah, that's it for now on the cab. So back to object mode. Now let's work on the body. So I'm going to go into local view. I'm going to go into edit mode. And wireframe. Now in my original version I used edge loops, but unfortunately you can't add edge loops here. So what I need to do is I need to use the knife tool, Z to cut through, click C, zoom in, maybe that'll make it easier. Go right to that edge, so when that highlights yellow, that's when you know you're snapping to it. Then straight down, and then straight across till that highlights yellow, and then straight up. And if we can get it perfectly close enough that Blender can calculate it, then we will have no extra work to do. So right to there. Let's try it. Enter. Well, something got cut in. Did it cut all the way around? Oh. Ooh, it did. That's the first time that worked on the first try. Usually I have to delete faces and add extra. Let's check it out. Nope, that worked perfect. That's a first. Awesome. I like it. So now what we need to do is select these faces. What am I doing? Why is it doing that weird thing? Weird. But not the front face, and I want to inset them 10%. So I inset 0.1. And then I want to scale it in 10%, so I go scale 0.9. Oh, sorry, no. 0.95, I believe, is the setting I use. Nope, 9. Let's check it out. I can't remember the exact setting I use. Perspective, yeah, 9. So that's the setting I use to get that look. And then these faces here, I add a new slot, and I want them to be black. So black paint and a sign. Because when we're done, this is going to have a logo, or this is going to be a logo down here, and then the model above it. So if you want, you can make these inset angled beveled faces. You can make those black too. It does look neat, but I like it the way it is now. So I'm done with that for now. Go back to global view, see how it looks. See, it's looking better already. Once we start adding in some more details, it'll really look better once we make this glass pop and stuff. But we're going to get to that at a later date. That's not anywhere near a priority right now. So that is it for this part. I just wanted to add some details so we actually... Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry, I forgot. There was some more modeling I wanted to quickly throw into this part since we did that so fast. I forgot the hydraulic tank and the boom supports. So let's go back in the wireframe. If you see from the left side, there's these boom supports. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the main body. Come on. I'm going to go into edit mode. I'm going to select a vertex that is along this vertical line. I'm going to duplicate it, right click, and then I'm just going to move it up till it lines up with the boom support. And then I'm going to go P, separate by selection. So main body 001, that's boom supports. So now we'll go into edit mode of that. So we just have that single vertex, and now we can start tracing. Now I need to turn on line snapping, or edge snapping, sorry, and then grab and hit control to snap to this edge. That way it'll go all the way to the base. The cool thing about mechanical models where things are cut out of steel is making hard edged curves isn't out of place. But anyways, now we're going to go back to vertex mode and we're going to extrude and snap. Well, we're going to extrude along the Y, so it follows that line. We're going to extrude right to that point, and then we're going to fill those two. That way we don't have to remove any doubles. Perfect. So now, we're going to select all those. Ooh, they are out of line, so we need to select these vertexes that are out of line. We need the G, X, and line them up with this. Alright, everything's in line now. So now we need to go to top view. That's the only place you can see this. And move them over. So line it up and then extrude over, and you want to extrude it so that there's just a little gap between them and the rams. And by little I mean about that big, because we may be replacing the rams after. So actually for right now we can just make it a tiny gap so that it's not colliding, but it looks more wholesome because we don't have the pins in yet. Then we're just going to take that and duplicate it, right click, move it along the X, and line it up with that one. Again with just a tiny gap. GX right there. Perfect. And now we're going to go into solid. Ooh, I didn't fill in the faces, so select all, fill, T, recalculate normals. Perfect. We'll cut the holes and everything in it later. Next, I'm going to take which one am I going to take? I'm going to go to the base. I'm going to edit mode. I'm going to take this. Well, let's go into left view first and turn on wireframe. This hydraulic box. I guess actually I'll use the main body again. Or in fact, I can just, I'll use the main body again. Come on. Edit mode. I'm going to take this corner vert, I'm going to duplicate it, right click. Ooh, looks like I moved it. Let's undo that. So select corner vert, duplicate, right click, P, separate by selection. Main body 001 is now hydro tank. Cool. So now we can start outlining that in edit mode. Just have the one vert. And we're just going to extrude it straight up and then across. Before we do anything else, I did this before, how did I do this? I think I took this and I subdivided it and then went GG and moved this down here and then grabbed that. Yeah, that's what I did. Okay, so I put this like that and then I took this and GY and I lined it up with this one. That way there's kind of a bevel in it. Just makes it look more interesting in my opinion. You could even bring this up a little bit along the Z to make it less of a bevel, but beveled nonetheless. I think that looks cooler. So now we can fill. Oops, we can select all and fill. Go to top view. We know that's lined up to the corner. Ooh, everything's not lined up. We need to take this vertex, GX, line it up. So select everything now and extrude. And we're going to extrude it right to the almost all the way to the boom support. So somewhere in there. So solid, T, recalculate normals. They were actually good. And I don't want yellow paint. So I'm going to go to object mode. I'm going to remove the yellow paint from that. I want it black. I don't want it black paint either. I actually, you can paint tanks, but I actually want it brushed stainless. Just so that A, we have a color reference, and B, I want that to be a shiny-ish tank after. One last thing I want to model before I leave you guys off is on top of the hydraulic box. Now, it's not in the blueprints. If we go to the left-hand view, it's not in the blueprints, but I think it would be cool, in my opinion. Let's see, solid. Where do we have room? In my opinion, actually, I think what we should do is we should take this hydraulic, but we should take the base first, actually. We should edit it. We should take face select. We should move this one out a little bit. About to there. This one actually doesn't need to come at all. We can grab along the X to there. So that was an error on my part. And then, I want to take this hydraulic box and grab it along the Y. I want to move it right to the front. And I want to build a battery box really quickly. So this will be simple. This will be really simple. So I'm just going to tab into edit mode. Grab the corner vertex, duplicate, right click, P, separate by selection. Hydro tank 001 is battery box. And I'm going to go to edit mode now. And go into wireframe, and I'm simply just going to draw this out. It's very, very simple. So, it's going to go to that corner, extrude to that corner, extrude along the Y to that corner, make sure it's straight. I'm going to extrude up to that corner, then I'm going to fill that in. Then I'm going to fill that right in. Turn on solid, and then I'm going to extrude this right to there. And should I make this taller or shorter? I think I should make it shorter. So I'm going to take this face and move it down. Yeah, that looks more realistic. And then later we'll add like a little door to this. I think that'll look cool. And then this hydraulic tank, it can have fittings that go right into the body. And then we can have hydraulic fittings that come right out of the tank. And well, actually, I guess the pump would be in the body. So eventually we'll have hydraulic fittings that come out of the hydraulic box. We'll have a return and an output, and they'll go into the body. and then from there they will snake out of the body and up the boom. And then this is where those metal parts will come in. That'll be on there. And then we'll have hydraulic fittings. And then from the boom, that's where the hoses will come into play. Like wherever they go, right? And then that's where they'll all deform. So in the end, we'll have so many things deforming. It'll look so cool. But anyways, forgetting that for now, I just want to finish this box quickly. So I don't want it brushed stainless. I want it painted black. I'd actually prefer it to be darker, so I'm gonna make it rubber for now. And maybe I'll wait till the next episode. But basically, what I want to do is I want to oh, whoops, I did that in edit mode. P separate by selection. I need to reset the origin now. So what I want to do is do this. Have two battery cables, because that'll be the battery box. So one will be red, one will be black. So I could even go now really quickly and separate, or I could go to edit mode and select this one, add a new material, because eventually we will be needing more materials anyway. So if I don't use red, it's no big deal. Red paint. So there's something like that. It'll look better once I totally finish it up. But yeah, something like that. So yeah, we're starting to get somewhere. It's starting to actually look like something. Yeah, I'm happy with that actually. It finally worked out this time. Just need to change something very quickly. Under performance, I want to turn this off for you guys too. I seem to have issues with it when I try to, yeah, I don't know why it's giving. If you guys know this error, let me know. Check the temp default path. I'm gonna have to play with that. So I'm just gonna turn that off for now. So anyways, save that. So there, that is all I'm gonna do for today. I'm gonna leave that off there for now. That's some details we now have added. In the next video, I'm I'm gonna stray from modeling this a little bit, and I'm gonna show you how to model these rams, and I'm going to show you how to model, well, 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 different rams. I'm going to show you like the typical way, which is a cylinder with a base and 4 threaded rods through it. Okay, my drawing's terrible on here. And I'm going to show you how to make these ones that are just, how are they? They're like that shape with a hole in it. And then the cylinder goes through, and then you have the cylinder housing. And then that has another little hemisphere on it with a circle. That's the one we have used right now. And I'm going to show you how to make the ones that are like a ram that just has a circle on the end with a hole in it, and at the other end with the cylinder housing, I believe the same deal. There's just a circle with a hole on it. So there's at least those 3 different versions. And there's another one that I saw. Oh, these look kind of inappropriate in a certain way, but there's another way that how did it work? I believe it was you had your ram that had the inappropriate looking part. Let's make it look as inappropriate as possible. And then it had the cylinder housing was like beveled. It looked kind of cool. It had a nice bevel to it. And then there was the cylinder housing, and then it beveled even some more. And then there was a nice big strong connector for it, so it was a very strong looking hydraulic ram. So yeah, I'm gonna do that in the next part, and then after that we will get to building this substructure here, the roller substructure I call it, with all the rollers and all their pins. I have a very good technique for that. That's very fast. And then we're gonna build the drive wheels. They're fairly simple because they simply just they work through friction on the tread. They don't actually grab in between, like they don't have gears that go through or anything. It's just a circle that works through friction right on the rubber track. So that's kind of nice. And then we'll start adding the details like the exhaust here and this vent and this other pipe, and then we'll start extruding the windows, and then we'll start beveling the boom. We'll start making it look nice, and then we'll add like these things. We'll add those bars that had the mirrors on them, and we'll put what else? We'll build the armature for the rotator, and I think sooner rather than later, once we get the rams that we like, we're gonna add the hydraulic fittings, and then we're gonna add the hoses together, and then I'll show you how to deform the hoses so that when the knuckles move, the hydraulic hose deforms in whatever way. Thanks for watching from the team here at BlenderTech.com. Again, that's BlenderTech.com. If you enjoyed this video and learned something, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe for more Blender, Unity 3D, programming, Photoshop, and all sorts of other videos. We're also now on Twitter at twitter.com/blender_tech, so that's at blender_tech, and Facebook at facebook.com/blendertechpage, all one word, BlenderTechPage. If you don't have YouTube downloader and you'd like to download this video onto your computer to watch later, let us know and we'll upload it to our server for you. And if you dislike this video for some reason, don't just leave and hit the thumbs down. Instead, leave a comment about what you did not like, or email the team at info@blendertech.com if you want it to be private, about what you did not like, so that we can continually improve our videos in the future based on your community input. Lastly, we also take requests for tutorials, so let us know what you'd like to see or want more of. YouTube analytics doesn't tell us everything, we'd like your input. So anyways, see you next time, and remember our motto, create your way.